Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Islamic customs and etiquette are issues which have generated a lot of debate in recent times simply because we live in a certain culture. And since people live in certain cultures, therefore, there is always a cultural clash at times with matters of religion. And at times, it does not become very easily discernible whether a practice is religion or sanctioned by religion, or is something which relates to one's culture and therefore it is prohibited. So therefore we have to make a distinction between religion and culture, and we should not regard something which is cultural to be part of religion, and we should not prohibit things which belong to culture, unless of course there are certain immoralities or some other things attached to it which a religion may object. Now, one such thing which we will discuss today is the issue of birthdays or celebrating birthdays. There are many Muslim scholars and many Muslim people who think that celebrating birthdays is something which is forbidden in Islam, and therefore we should not celebrate them. Now, if we analyze this premise in the light of the Quran and the Sunnah and the Hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we'll find that there is no such prohibition written anywhere in these sources. We do not find the Prophet stopping them. Of course, we know that the Prophet never celebrated birthdays, his own birthday maybe, or the birthdays of his companions. But again, this does not mean that this is something which is against religion. We have to have an explicit directive to stop something, and we do not find any such directive regarding celebrating birthdays. Now, of course, there could be an argument regarding the fact that the manner in which a birthday is celebrated is something which can be objected to. For example, if there is pomposity and showing off and there is a lot of extravagance, then these are something which can of course be objected to because they relate to a moral principle, and wherever they are found, whether in birthdays or in other functions, they must be avoided. But as far as birthday in itself is concerned, celebrating it is something which the religion has not at all stopped us from. We have to realize that this is something which is a cultural practice, and cultural practices have of course their own roots in various cultures and civilizations, and until and unless there is something irreligious or immoral about them, we cannot pronounce them to be irreligious or something which has been prohibited by Islam. So therefore it is improper to say that birthdays have been prohibited by Islam. And again, another note about cultural issues is that at times something which may be against your culture, something which could be regarded against your culture, but of course to regard that thing to be against religion requires some additional evidence. So therefore, if a person says that celebrating birthdays is against his culture, it is up to him to say if he thinks so. But if of course, as a result, if he does not want to celebrate birthdays by simply saying that since this is against his cultural tradition, it is up to him. But he cannot say that celebrating a birthday or not celebrating a birthday is something which is discussed in religion. We have to find a clear proof regarding it in the Book of God, which is not there. So therefore, it is incorrect to say that celebrating birthdays is against Islam. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين والمسلمات.